Hey guys, welcome to the Field of 68 YouTube channel. If you like what you see here, hit that subscribe button and you'll get more college basketball content just like this.
Baylor gets a big one in the Big 12 against kind of the metric darlings, right, Dallin? BYU.
Yeah, they are.
Everybody liked them with numbers. The nerds really liked Mark Pope and
I
the Cougs.
like their game too. I don't think it's just the nerds and just the numbers. But like everybody likes teams that can space the floor, pass the ball, make shots. They can do all those things, but they are really reliant on guys to bet as a group. And then defensively, there's some question marks there, and that's what's been exploited. And when you get into Big 12 play a little bit here, losing at the Marriott Center was a surprise. This game was not a surprise, and what was a little bit. They were so loose with the ball. Like Baylor did a really good job of grading deflections, getting steals, 18 points off turnovers. And the Baylor team was struggling to make shots early in the game. Ironically, they were helped to get themselves going by getting turnovers and helping them out. And that got them a little bit of rhythm. And then they started making shots just like they can, like the best in the country, and getting a good win by 9.
Rob Dauster's texting me that you are a nerd since you went to Columbia, so you are one.
Oh no, sorry, yeah, I'm a proud nerd. I'm not. I don't think it's just me and the nerd. Proud nerd, no doubt about that. That's all right. He's right.
No, I was just worried that honestly they're going to get eaten up. I know they had a big win in the second game of the year against San Diego State, but I just felt like BYU could get eaten up with some adversity here in the Big 12 because there aren't a lot of easy nights as there were in the WCC, Tyler. But back to Baylor, because this was a big one, and honestly, Jalen Bridges was terrific in the second half. He was kind of the X factor, a guy that we haven't really talked about a ton this year. I mean, you look at it, and certainly Jacoby Walter's gotten most of the attention, the talented freshman who's been pretty good, really good on the offensive end this year, a little bit suspect defensively. And Ray J. Dennis has been terrific as a point guard, but Bridges really took over when it mattered. This was their first Big 12 game at their new arena, the Foster Pavilion, and a big one for Baylor because, again, you lose this one at home, and it was close the whole way. Actually, BYU was up in the second half. How important was this one for Baylor, Tyler?
It was big, especially when you open up a new arena. I mean, you want to get off on the right foot. You don't want to open that thing up and start losing games. But no, Scott Drew is a great coach, and he's got Jalen Bridges. He's got a guy, Walter, the freshman. He can get a bucket at any time. But this Baylor team, their defensive principles and the way they guard teams, they're going to force turnovers. They're going to get out and run, and every game is going to be tough on their opponent. But BYU, I agree with you. They're going to be tested in the Big 12 more than they've ever been tested, similar to Houston. And BYU actually just came off a loss to Cincinnati, my guy Wes Miller, but they lost a close one tonight. So BYU struggling to get off on the right foot in the Big 12.
Listen, I like Baylor a lot. I just don't know if I put them – they're not at the same class. Even with Houston losing tonight, I think, you got Kansas and Houston in that top tier, Dallin. And then I think Baylor's a notch below them with some other good teams. I mean, again, Baylor hasn't proven to me yet that they're like a Final Four contender. Now, having said that, I don't know. I mean, who the hell is right now? I mean, there's a lot of teams. We're going to look up.
Maybe because there's a lot. Yeah, that's everybody is. Not everybody, but you got like 25, 30 teams that could get in there right now. Right. But I think yes, because Baylor, the thing with some of these teams, the Big 12 is really good. They're really good again. But outside of Kansas, which can have some deficiencies, if one of their if DeJuan Harris is not being aggressive, that team is different, which he does that a lot. He just doesn't do it. That changes the way they play. If McCullough's not playing like an All-American, they can struggle. Like there are things there that they have problems, but overall they are more of a complete team on both sides of the floor. The same thing I think for Houston, they are an elite defensive team, but they need to figure out, like LJ Cryer can't have a day where he has 5 points, and he really struggled. I love the Kelvin Sampson down 2 points at the end of that game, drew up a play for LJ to get a shot. He got a great look, and he missed it badly. But there are that's what the question, to Tyler's point, there are still questions around Houston is when you've got to go on the road. They were great in terms of the NCAA tournament, and they've been great in the American Conference. We know that. And even in non-league earlier, in years past. But when you got to play a league schedule, we're playing these teams on the road all the time. that takes it to another level of how difficult it is. And then when you get your seed is not a guaranteed 1 or 2 seed that Houston's got the last couple of years, that may change your trajectory. I think they can still win this conference, but there are some questions they need to answer, and they need to make more shots. As simple as that, dumb analysis is sometimes. The opposite is said for Baylor. They have to be able to guard consistently. Yves Missi has to progress at like a massive level to help be rim protector and also provide something else in terms of just his ability to handoff, be a roll and lob threat and a dunk threat on that end. But there are still teams as we continue to go through the season that have glaring weaknesses on either side of the ball. That's why I think it's so wide open, because there don't seem to be that many teams that are complete, or you can see that next notch to getting to be complete.
Thank you for watching the Field of 68. If you've enjoyed what you've seen here, hit that like button, share this link with your friends, or check out the description for some other places that you can consume Field of 68 content.